Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This video I'm making a Carpenter Bee Trap. Around these parts we just call them wood bees. I've cut a piece of 4x4 treated, 7 inches long. I marked center on both ends. One will be for our starting our hole, one will be for the hole, and the other one will be so we got our hook center instead of hang center. If you got a drill press that is tall enough, use that. You're so much better off. My drill press is not tall enough, so I went to hand drill and wood vise. So let's get started drilling these holes. It's very important you'll make sure it is 90 degrees to your table, so you're drilling straight down. Your hole don't get off. So start with that. I'm using a 7/8 paddle bit. The actual print itself calls for a 15/16. I don't have one. You can't go a little smaller or a little larger. So you can do this at like a 1-inch paddle bit, spade bit, whatever you want to call them. But I went with 7/8 just because I grabbed it first. So it's not technically, it's not technical measurement, I guess you say. It's for bees. This is not for like fine furniture or anything. It's bees. They'll be happy. The way this is looking, I'm switching to 1-inch. Might be time to change that drill bit. Recommended to go 5 inches inside the hole. So use that as a guide stick. We got a little bit further to go. There we go. 1-inch hole. So now we need to mark 2.5 inches up, and we're going to 45 those holes at a smaller rate. I believe it's 3/4. I have to double check. Might be 1/2 inch. Off the top of my head, I don't remember, but I got everything wrote down. So come up 2.5 inches, and then we're going to drill holes on 45. So got my pen, got my tape measure. These will go on all 4 sides. You don't need to mark all the way across. Just make a small marker in the middle so you can center it up with the edge. 3.5, so 3 3/4. Make it work. You rig that up like I did here. Do it up here, and I'm trying to mark it, pull the square, keep it good and tight. It's going to pull the piece. Have something solid on the back, it's not going to pull it. So it's a little tip. It helps every now and then. Sometimes it's more aggravating than it's worth, but it is worth a try. I looked it up. It is a 3/4 drill bit. So the fun part about this is getting on 45. We're drilling straight in. There we go. That wasn't as aggravating as I thought it'd be. There's our mark. To help start that hole, you just want to start just a little bit straight in, and then you can grab hold of it. It's help better if you had a drill bit. That was 3/4. I don't. I've got a paddle bit, so we're gonna see how this will work. And you'll go until you pop into your bigger hole. You notice I was over here looking at this. I can see when it poked through. You can see when you drill wood, you can see smoke sometimes. I can start seeing smoke come out here, which means I was almost there. So. There's that hole. See it right there? And it goes in, it meets in with this hole. Bees love it. So now we got to drill the rest of them, and then we'll work on, I want to put like a little design, maybe a cove or something on top, though it's just not square. The bottom you want to keep square, and I'll show you why in a minute. So on the other side, it's gonna blind you. So the other side, we're gonna put this little eye hook to help hold it, all right? So to start, we're gonna already mark center earlier. So to help start that, we're gonna drill a small hole dead center. now, before we put our design over, the hook ain't in the way. And we've got center. So let's go ahead and now the drill bit you use, you won't just kind of hold it up. It helps. You know, you can take measurements, all this, whatever. But you can hold it up, and as long as your threads stick out a decent amount of ways, you're all right. So this is how I do. I'll try to show you if I can. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. This is what I do. I hold the hook up, and I take the drill bit. I make sure the flat ends of the drill bit are aligned with the hook itself. I don't know if you can see that. Let's try to zoom. See, there's quite a bit of meat there on the hook. I chose that drill bit so that still has plenty to grab. So I don't know if you can tell that or not, but maybe you can visualize it. That's what I like to do. So now all your holes are done in the block of wood. I told you I want to put a design. The one I made for myself years ago, and there's a lot of different designs out there, but the one I made for myself years ago, the whole top is on like a 45, and it's a pain to deal with. It was a pain to make because I done that first, stupid mistake. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these over to the miter saw, and I'm just gonna cut 45s on all four sides. That way, to shed water. You know, if any water gets on it, it's not just gonna sit there. It's treated. I choose treated for the longevity. I don't like to stain them because I want bees to say, hey, this is wood, you know, and not, hey, this smells funky. What is this? I don't know if bees can smell. I don't know if stain affects them or not. I like just a good old-fashioned block of stainless. If my customer asks for a stain, then yeah, I'll stain it to whatever color they want. But just regular treated, regular treated, hang that sucker up, bees will find it. So I'm gonna take this over to miter saw. We're gonna put 45s on. I'm gonna mark the 45. That way they look consistent. And matter of fact, I'll mark it right now before I forget. That has happened before. I do forget things. Let's tell you what, let's do this. Come in. See what that looks like. I like it. That's a decent. Mark 1 inch, I'll 45 at 1 inch. And then, yeah, 45 at 1 inch mark. Come over here, 1 inch mark. So hope this looks good in the end because, well, that's all that matters. Customer likes it. So I'm gonna cut those two. Then I figure these two out. So let's go cut them. All right, so we got that cut. I went ahead and cut the other sides. Didn't turn the camera around. My bad. It happens like that sometimes. But this is gonna be our catcher. So that's how it's gonna be when we're done. So we'll have to drill holes in this lid. Let's drill some holes in this lid, a big hole in the middle, a couple small holes for screws on the side. And then we'll screw it to that. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the hook in. That way, that's one more thing we ain't gotta worry about. We can do the final touches a little early, I guess you'd say. I like taking it all the way down to the hook. Don't have no little straight shaft, none. You got more threads at your screws tightening in, but saying about that. Now, before I couldn't drill using my drill press because my drill press too small, the block of wood's too big. For the metal, we're gonna go over to the drill press and pop them holes in it. Just simple because I've got something for a flat to set on, and if you go too hard with these little thin pieces of metal, you'll bend it, and it's gonna be, you'll never notice it, but I'm making it and I'll notice it, so it will drive me crazy. So let's go drill press and drill these holes. The design I found said use a larger hole. So this is the largest drill bit I have, actual drill bit when we're cutting in metal. So it's 1/2 inch, that's what I'm using. I do have to change the speed on my drill press to accept metal. You want it to cut or to drill slower. One good thing about these belt-driven drill presses like this, you just turn it and you can adjust your RPMs that way. All right, I didn't mark center, so we're flying by the seat of our pants. Pretty sure it's the same, but my hand's gonna be in your way. Just know I'm drilling center-ish. It don't drill a perfect hole because it was moving and I didn't have a way to clamp it down. I was holding it with my fingers. If you do this, be very safe. It's, well, lack of a better word, it's dangerous. Get a smaller drill bit for the screws, and I may just use this one right here. That looks like a good drill bit. These screws don't have to hold technically be a very tight hole for the lid, but because they're just, the head of the screw will hold the lid in place. The actual threads of the screw is going to go into the wood. So I mean, you ain't got to drill a very tight hole for that, for the screw to, or for the screw holes in the lid. I'll get spit out here in a minute. You just want to put a couple holes in there. That's going to be in the way. They ain't got to be perfect straight. They ain't got to be perfect aligned. They're just holding the lid to a piece of wood. That's still bending a little. That's going to drive me crazy. Anyways, holes in the lid. Let's go put it together. All right, got all my holes in my block of wood ready. Got my holes in my lid ready. Got a couple screws ready to go in. So let's see what we can do here. Adjust my drill. Now here's the thing. I've heard a lot of people say, well, how do you keep the lid on? The ring comes with the lid. The lid. Bam. Put it like that. Put them on there roughly where you want it. And then you run the screws to that, and that keeps the ring on. And then the jar just screws on there. I don't understand why some people have a problem with that, but they do. So hopefully that helps. We did not drill a hole in the lid for separate screws. So that way it's a good tight fit for screws. And there wasn't really no measuring. Wasn't really no measuring for our screws, so, or for our lid placement, because I mean you can kind of eyeball it and it's off a little bit, but bees won't care. There it is, Bee Trap. we're almost done. We just need a little rope to hang right here. I got one, so let me get it. All right, got the rope. Now you could do it like that, tie it up, and there it is. I like to tie them beforehand. I may cut this in too short. To me, it seems like you get a better knot. Yeah, I have to cut this in too short. I'm gonna do this again. And then what you do is you seep that through there, come back right through there, drop it down both sides. Actually, that might be all right. If she needs a bigger one, I'll make her a bigger rope. But there you go. Bee trap, very simple. I mean, I made this in maybe less than an hour. I don't know what time I started. But your deck, patio, porch, wherever, just put you a screw or a nail in, hang that up there. And it's supposed to deter bees. Now, you'll notice the phrase and everything from the drill bits. I left them because that's like a buffet for a bee, a wood bee. So maybe they'll see that and crawl up in there. Trying to help get bees in faster, I guess you'd say. Because mine, it took a while before I actually got bees in it. It was like, I'm gonna say a few months before bees ever started catching in there. So how these work, a lot of people ask me, or not ask me, but I've heard a lot of people ask. Bees find this easy way in. They go up, they get down in this jar, and they can't find their way out. I don't know bees are that dumb, but you would think you come in this way, you'll go out this way. Same way as a minnow trap. If you're a fisherman, same way as a minnow trap. They can find their way in, they can't find their way out. Bee trap does the same thing. So they'll get in here and they'll die. Some people like to, and I don't know where they get them or how they get them, but they'll want to get like dead bees and they'll put down the bottom of it to help, you know, hey, come here, there's bees here, you know. I didn't do that, and my jar stays about half full. Now, every year, you will want to take this out. Of course, you'll want to empty it every so often, but you will want to take this out and wash it out because it does get like a just a vile odor to it. It is not pleasant at all. But just get it, clean it out, screw it back up there, and you're good to go. So that's it for this week's video. Like I post every week. But I do have a big project coming up I've been filming on. I'm hoping to have that video out pretty quick. This is just a quick project. Customer asked me, so yeah, I can knock it out pretty quick. You know, if you have any questions, comments, anything about this channel, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Give me a like. I really appreciate that. And I'll be seeing y'all.